Hi everybody, welcome to Kai Dragon Media. This is the gardening channel. And today I'm going to talk to you about several things that you can still plant in July. I'm going to let you watch the birds behind me while I do some talking, because you don't need to have me right in front of the camera, and give you some pointers on things to do in July. One of the first things you want to remember is summertime's here. It's hot, and in a lot of different states, the weather gets up over 100, and the plants go into survival mode, and they don't want to do anything as far as production. So a lot of times gardeners have to go to another alternative and use things like shade cloth and taller plants to protect the smaller plants and things like that to get them to keep on producing. And a lot of times your plants that you've had in the ground since April are starting to get really tired. And so that's when July is a good time for succession planting, when out with the old and in with the new, and get some new seeds in the ground and get things ready to take off. So you've got more things still going on, and you can keep on harvesting fruit. One of the first things is a herb or spice is basil. There's many different types, and if you check the dates and times, you can go to the Farmer's Almanac and put your zip code in, and it will give you the predicted freeze date. So that way you know about how many days you have left in the growing season before it's going to start freezing. So that way you have plenty of time for your plants. So that's a good thing to do. And then on your seed packets, it'll tell you how many days to maturity, and you want to keep that in mind when you're planting the different plants. Beans are another plant that is really good to plant this time of year, and there are many different kinds. Some people like planting the long purple beans and the long green beans, and they put them next to their corn and other things they have going already in the garden, so they have something to climb up. Or you can make some of your own trellises. And in another video, we will show you how we've made some real simple trellises to help with vertical gardening. Another thing that is really good to plant this time of year, even though it is hot, is your brassicas. And that means anything in your cabbage family, like your broccoli, your bok choy. A lot of times that stuff has already went to seed, and if you pull the seeds after they turn brown, you can go ahead and replant your bok choy and get another run of it. And there's different types of broccoli. A new type that we're going to try this year is the purple broccoli, and it looks like it will be really interesting. It's called a purple sprouting broccoli, and I will show you. It is a burpee seed product, and there is other types of seeds out there. Carrots is another thing to go ahead and get in the ground, and with your carrots you can plant onions, the small onions that come up, and like your green onions, and also some of your radishes that mature really quick. You can plant them along with the carrots. Corn is another thing that it's not too late to get in the ground. Again, you can check for your maturity date on the corn. Cucumbers, there are many different types of varieties. when you're going to plant cucumbers. And if you had bad luck with cucumbers the beginning part of the season, then grow the Parthocarpic Genesis, I'm probably saying that wrong, cucumbers. They're all in the cucurbit family. It's a variety that you don't need cross-pollination. And so they produce mostly female flowers. And the Be It Alpha brand and the Diamant are a really good producing cucumber. Party Time brand, which is also a burpee seed. They're really hard to find because they've been sold out. Merlin brand, China Jade, the Suyo long variety. Those are all really good, and you can grow them vertically to use less room. And I will show you another video that I'm going to be making later where I'm going to use the grow bags for my cucumbers, and they will grow up a rope trellis. Don't let them mature though, or the plants start to die back. And the thing on cucumbers, pick them often and early, because the more you pick, the more you're going to get. A lot of times people don't realize that, and they want them to get real big on the vine, and you're going to get more if you pick them while they're still smaller and younger, and they're still going to taste really good. So that's something to keep in mind. The flowers that you can still plant to bring in the pollinators are your nasturtium, of course. Those help keep the pests away and also bring in the pollinators. And your marigold, Sweet Asylum is a really good one for pollinators. Ladybugs really like them if you have ladybugs in your area. Sunflowers and zinnias. Sometimes zinnias may not get to full bloom, but you can still get them planted. Make sure if you're going to go ahead and start your lettuce in July that you choose the ones that are slow bolting, or use a shade cloth or some type of protection, especially when they're young seedlings, so they don't start bolting on you and you waste your time with your lettuce. Lettuce likes the cooler weather. They don't really like the heat, so I really strongly recommend the shade cloth. It's been one of the best things we could do for our garden. Parsley is another spice plant that's good to plant this time of year. And of course, your peas, if you've already got the tall plants growing, like your tomatoes, your eggplants, anything that they can climb and use a pole on, plant them next to them. Snap peas love grabbing a hold of something, and it provides shade for the plant, and it'll help your peas to grow. And they're great to just go out to the garden and have a quick snack. You can get some of your potatoes planted if you choose the type that have a quick maturity date, so check on that. Your red Malabar spinach, it's awesome. It's a really good thing to plant this time of year. Squash, if you plant your long storing squash, it's a good time to get that started. Also, you can, if you put about 2 inches of mulch on your squash, it'll help. A lot of times they'll produce until the first frost, and most times people are needing to do another round of squash, especially if you have vine borers and other things in your area that mess up the plants and you have to pull them and stuff. So that's when your succession planting comes in. They say you never can have enough squash if you want to have a good harvest. So get another round of zucchini and some of the other type squash planted. The butternut is a good one. Your yellow crookneck. any of those. And your small melons are really good to plant this time of year because they have a quick maturity date, and so you still have time to get the smaller ones. Like the tiger melon are really good. They're a small individual melon and they taste really good. Swiss chard is another thing that you can still plant in July. And then, of course, tomatoes. And you want to remember about tomatoes. This is the time when you actually want the dwarf variety tomatoes or your determinate style. So some of the best ones that will produce quickly and mature quickly is like your Ocean Spring Hill and Golden Nugget, Red Snapper by Haas, the Early Girl, Legend, Tiny Tim. I've also, if you go on to some of the different seed packets online, you can a lot of times buy heirloom seeds that are Gardener's Basics, and they will give you a nice variety. This is a variety of tomatoes that I bought, and I do believe it has the Tiny Tim. Yes, the Tiny Tim tomatoes in here. Green Zebra, which I love those. They are so good and tasty. Golden Jubilee. Mortgage Lifter is a very, very good. It's almost a blood red tomato, but it is awesome. Pineapple tomato, your Cherokee Purple, that's another really awesome tomato. Your yellow pear, if you like really small tomatoes. Brandywine Pink, I love Brandywine tomatoes. They're just awesome. They have the pink and the red. San Marzano, your large cherry, Rio Grande, beefsteak, and these are going to be the determinate style. Tomatillo, if you're into planting them, they're going to look different than a regular tomato. And of course your Romas. So this is an awesome variety to get if you want to get some different tomatoes planted in July and get some production that'll take you up into your first frost, so you can get a lot of canning done, feed your family. There is one more cucumber that I want to mention to you, just because it's a really good small cucumber. Actually, there's two, and I'm going to show you real quick. Your lemon cucumber. They look really strange, but they taste really good. And your envy cucumber. They're going to be really small, but they're great producers. Get a whole bunch of them at once. I think you're really going to like them, especially if you like them to snack on or salads. Anyway, those are some of the things you can still get in the ground, in a pot, in a stacking planter, however you want to do it for July. So get out there and let's keep on growing and keep on gardening. It's a fun thing to do, and it's fun to grow food for your family, and it does taste so much better than having to go to the store. It gives you a great feeling when you're cooking with stuff that you have grown yourself. So anyway, I hope you like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Like I said, we're new. We're trying to get started, but we have a whole lot of ideas. We have a whole lot of knowledge from the years of gardening handed down to us from generations to generations. And we hope that you will tell your family and friends to watch us. So you all have a blessed day, and thank you for being a friend. We appreciate you.